Hi everybody, a happy Friday to you all. A special word of greeting to our parishioners in the cities of God in Zelienople, Elwood City, and Cranberry Township, and a word of welcome to all of you joining us for this Friday reflection. As you can see, I'm coming to you from my home office once again today, and with that comes always the word of warning that Will the cat may make an unexpected cameo in this reflection at any moment. Hopefully that won't happen, but if it does, hopefully it's not too terribly distracting for you, and I certainly apologize for that. Well, we're 10 days in today. Lent began on Ash Wednesday on February 17th. Today is February 26th. We are 10 days in. And the first thing I just want to say is 10 days in is a good time just to hit the pause button and look at how our first 10 days of Lent have gone. Is what we have planned working? And you all know that I'm a fan of the phrase plan your work and work your plan, and hopefully you planned your work. And even if you didn't, we still have the majority of the season ahead of us, so it's not too late to jump on the train. But 10 days in, again, it's a good time to just sit back and say, is what I came up with in terms of how to observe this Lent, is it working? Do I find myself honestly challenged to live out my baptismal call in a greater way? And now would be the time to work your plan. That's the first thing I just wanted to say. The second thing is I wanted to share with you an experience I had a couple weeks ago, and in order to do that, I have to explain a little something to you. In Cranberry Township, as with all the other churches in our grouping and across the diocese, we have masses in the main church Saturday evening and Sunday morning. But we also in Cranberry Township have an Overflow Mass that's held in what's known as Oldensky Hall. We hit the maximum capacity for the church, and more often than not, a second Mass is celebrated essentially simultaneously over in Oldensky Hall. And I just want to take a moment to give a shout out to our arts, worship, and environment team in Cranberry Township, headed by Sherry. They have done a really great job in taking what was the original church for Saint Ferdinand that then became a social hall, Oldensky Hall, and making it look like a church again, and a place that's welcoming and that's comfortable for people to celebrate the Eucharist in again. So great job, guys, doing that. And you walk in, and there's an altar, and there's an ambo, which is Catholic speak for a pulpit. There's the chair, and we even have a tabernacle over there. And one of the pandemic tasks that has become a part of what I do is on Sundays, after all of the masses are done, usually around noon or so, I will go to the tabernacle in Oldensky Hall, and I will bring the Blessed Sacrament from Oldensky Hall over to the main church tabernacle. And as I do that, I cover the ciborium with the Lord in it in a cloth, and I hold it reverently, and I walk down the very long hallway of the pastoral center, out the door, across the parking lot, into the church, into the Blessed Sacrament Chapel. Well, a couple weeks ago, early in the morning, somebody did something that really just ticked me off. And I couldn't get it out of my mind, and I kept just fuming about the occurrence all throughout the day. And by the time I was ready to go to Oldensky Hall and get the Blessed Sacrament, my frustration and level of outrage had only increased and ballooned and festered. And so I did what I do every week. I covered the Blessed Sacrament with a cloth. I began to walk down the hallway, but as I'm doing it, I'm still just focused on this outrage and this sense of injustice that I felt I had experienced. And I was just fuming to myself. And about halfway down the hallway, I just stopped cold. And it was almost as if somebody, just took me by the shoulders and was shaking me and just said, "Wake up." Because my attention in that moment was not on the fact that I was carrying the Lord and what a special thing that is. It was on my upsetness, it was on my frustration, and it was on my anger. And I stopped dead in that moment, and I just started to pray quietly to myself, just saying, "Lord, I'm sorry I've lost focus here." And then I started describing to the Lord as I started the journey to the church again. This is what happened, and this is why I'm upset. And Lord, help me get past my sense of hurt and my sense of anger. Help me to forgive. Really just having an intimate moment with the Lord, who I was literally carrying in that moment. And it's really changed the way I have approached that moment, those couple minutes every week. And there are two takeaways, I think, from it, at least for me. Not all of us work for churches. Not all of us are going to have the opportunity to, literally carry the body and blood of the Lord, even if just for a couple minutes in sacramental form every week. But every single one of us carries the Lord with them in their hearts. And the two takeaways for me in that moment where I kind of felt somebody shaking me and saying, "Brian, wake up." The first is that the Lord is with us to walk with us, to accompany us on our journey. And no matter if we are all alone in a room, or if we're in the supermarket or a mall or anything where there's a large amount of people, no matter what the circumstances out there are, we are carrying the Lord with us, and He is there for us. And in those moments of sheer joy, the Lord is there and wants us to share that with Him. In those moments of frustration and anger, the Lord wants us to come to Him in our hearts, to allow the Lord to hold us in our moments of joy and in our moments of unrest, to share our moments of happiness, but also to console us and be there and to bind our wounds when we feel like we have been afflicted. That's the first takeaway. The second takeaway is like it. We carry the Lord not only so that the Lord can minister to us and live with us and be with us, but also that we can take the Lord to other people. My home pastor used to always use the phrase, "wear the face of Christ." And that's what we've got to do. We carry the Lord with us not only for our own ministry and our own personal relationship, but to share that relationship with others. It is a big task, but the second takeaway has to be the realization that for some people out there, you are the only experience of Jesus that they will have, period. Maybe all day, maybe all week, maybe all month. In you living out your baptismal call, you and I, in bringing Jesus to other people, we may be the only experience of Christ that some people will have. So as we continue on this Lenten journey, let's remember that we are carrying Jesus in our hearts every moment of every day, that he is there for us, that we need to go to him. We need to recognize his presence always with us. And then in turn, we have to bring that presence to others. May God bless you, and may God bless the cities of God. Have a happy Friday, everybody, and a continued blessed Lenten journey.